Today, we're going to talk about haunts, when the haunted house gets extreme. Today, we're going to talk about 2019's Haunt, written and directed by Scott Beck and Brian Woods. It follows a very similar starting off to Hellfest, but that's about it. Hellfest is obviously about a whole amusement park, and we will cover that one in a future video. This one sort of follows this one haunted house. We have more than one antagonist in this film. We have a group, and it's a variety of characters. We've got the witch, we've got the ghost, we've got the devil, we've got the clown, and there are the four that are on the poster. There are more that aren't on the poster that you do see in the film, and I'll leave them as a surprise for you if you haven't already seen the film. My favourite of these was Mitch the ghost. He freaked me out on a level that I wasn't expecting to be freaked out on, with and without the mask, and I'm going to leave that there because just with and without the mask he freaked me out on a level. But he talks and he is almost kind, and it knocks you off guard, and that's what makes him scary. It takes you completely off guard, and it freaks you out more than you expect. I liked him so much, I've ordered the mask from a good friend of mine over at Workbench Designs. If you go to Workbench Designs Instagram, you can see the masks that he makes, and they are absolutely fantastic. So when the mask gets here, I'll do a video on his mask, but if you want to look at them for yourself, just go onto his Instagram. He does the whole set, and you can get them from him. Absolute top guy. So we're following Harper, and Harper is in an abusive relationship, and we find out how abusive this relationship is very early on in the film, where she's covering up a black eye with makeup. We're assuming that she is sharing a house with her friend Bailey. I've always said Harper. Her friend Bailey, and Bailey just seems to want what's best for Harper. And she tries to get her out of the house, not for any reason other than to help her sort of come out of shadow a little bit, meet new people, and realise that she doesn't need to be in this abusive relationship. And Harper doesn't want to be in a relationship. You see her typing out a text message, and she's too scared to send it. It's horrible, really, when you think about it. So they go on a night out. They go to a party, and they meet the people that will make up our group of protagonists that find a flyer to this extreme haunt, and it's Halloween, so they're up for it. They go to this haunted house, and you can tell right off the bat, from the intro, you see that this place is not right. But when you see the outside, it's even like, I know this place is bad, but it looks worse now. And when they go in, you can see that this place was bashed together in a very, very short amount of time. Excuse me a second, I keep seeing a flash. So they go into this building, and it's obviously been bashed together in a couple of days. But one thing I really liked about the haunted house that they go to is the rooms seem almost color coded. And what I like as the viewer is it helps you, because they don't just go through room. They go backwards and forwards throughout these rooms. And the colour coding helps you keep track of where they are in regards to the geography of this haunt. And that, as a viewer, I appreciated it because it doesn't get confusing. And the rooms in there's a room that's like a show, and then there's a room where it's like a maze of pallets, and then so there's rooms and there's actors in the rooms, and those actors are our group of killers. The one with Mitch, because I'd seen the masks before, and I found the film through my friend at Bench Designs. And Mitch, I was attracted to that mask straight from the bat. It reminded me of the Ghostface mask, but different. And that's the thing, actually. The masks are very reminiscent of old classic Halloween kids costume masks. And if you search through Instagram, you can see that the inspiration. And I think the costume designers did an absolutely amazing job designing the costumes for the killers. And I think they will make cult classics like the same way Art the Clown or Trick or Treat, you know, amongst horror fans, slasher fans. In actual fact, to be fair, this film is so good that I'm surprised it flew under the radar the way it did. I'm sure a lot of you have probably heard of it. Like I said, I found out of it because I follow Bench Designs on Instagram, and he had the masks, and I was intrigued enough to find out where they'd come from and what film they were from. So as I was saying, the rooms are colour coded. You see them going through, and they've just got to get through the haunt, but the haunt gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And it seems to be the more they try and get out, because they learn fairly early on in the haunted house that things aren't right. And by fairly early on, I mean a couple of rooms in, just something's not right, and they want to get out, but that's why they end up going backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards, and not just going from room to room. But they try and keep on track with it. In the end, they realise the only way out is to finish the haunt, going from room to room. But it's not that straightforward. I'm explaining it very briefly. It's not that straightforward. So the things I liked about the film is, at the very beginning of the film, it's shot in such a way that it gives you real good Halloween vibes. The film is set at Halloween. It's a perfect film to watch at Halloween. If you're a casual horror fan who only watches, not casual, but seasonal horror fan that only really watches horror films during the season, or if you're a 365 horror fan, you can get those Halloween vibes from this film, and it's shot in a way that gives you that right off the bat. So that's awesome. Once you get to the haunt, it could be any time of the year, but it does establish itself as a Halloween film right from the very first, as soon as you turn the film on. One of the things I don't like about the film, and it is literally one of the only things I don't like about the film, is this is section before the end, and it feels like it goes on a little bit too long. It might have been me, I'll be honest with you. I was quite tired when I watched the film, and I was getting to this point where it just felt like it was going on and on. But you might find a different experience for it, but I think the film just sort of had this real good pace and then slowed right down. But stay with it till all the way to the end, because I found that the ending was cracking. Like, I'll talk about this in a separate video, but in Hellfest, the last scene blew my mind. In Hellfest, it was just like, what the hell? And this kind of had that in a different way, a much, much, much different way, but it kind of just was like, oh, damn. So definitely worth sticking with it to the end. And then when the credits roll, you get an amazing cover of Rob Zombie's Dragula. Definitely stick with it. Search for it on Spotify or something. It's a real good, I mean, you're not going to beat the Rob Zombie version, but this is a good substitute for that. Even if it's just me, I liked it. But yeah, so all in all, I enjoyed the pacing for Haunt. I enjoyed the cinematography for Haunt. I enjoyed the suspense for Haunt. I just wish it was a little bit tighter in the back end of the film. Just a little bit tighter. That's the thing. It's off to me, but only a little bit. So the characters were great. I enjoyed all the characters, really, the killers and the protagonists. There was one that was grating me just a little bit though, but he was only grating me a little bit, nothing off-putting. The killers made me feel uncomfortable, they made me feel tense, but they were great. Absolutely fantastic designs, both with the mask and without the mask. Just blew me away. I give this film 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's definitely a film that I'm going to enjoy over and over and over again. It's definitely a film that I'm going to go back to every Halloween, and it's a film that I'll go back to just when I fancy it. To be honest, I really enjoyed it. So there will be a video on the Mitch mask when it arrives. I would really like to show that off and give some props to my friend at Backbench Designs. Check them out, and if you want to see more videos, just subscribe, comment, and one of the comments that I'd really appreciate is how I could improve my videos. I'm been out of the game for 2 years, coming back now, and I feel more shy than when I first started, but I'm really up for it. So any helpful tips would be greatly appreciated. But other than that, have a great day, afternoon, weekend, whenever you're watching this. Just take it easy, yeah, and go and watch this film. It's on Amazon Prime in the UK. I hope it's on in America. I know it was on Shudder, but it's definitely an Amazon film. You can get it on Blu-ray. I've seen it on eBay, places like that. Just check it out. It's well worth it. It's not overly long, but you will enjoy it. And then when you do watch it, please let me know on my Instagram at Bosco Horror, or let me know here just what you thought of it, okay? Take care. Bye.